Hey there guys, so welcome to part 2 on what you should install on your Windows 10 to keep it kind of clutter free and running well. Um, so for this we're gonna introduce most of you probably to 99.com. This is where you're gonna get your browsers, your messaging, your media, your runtimes, your imaging if you need it, your documents, security. Stay away from eVGA, it's a power hog. File sharing, development tools, online storage, other, Steam. Uh, crack in the voice, seriously? Utilities and compression. So, I usually do this. Well, that's already comes pre-installed. That's Spybot malware bytes. Darn it. I've never tried that. I would like to try that at one point in time. The developer tools, I do mess around with that a bunch. Of course, you're going to want Steam. Depends on what you do. Avoid any classic start or any of that crap for Windows 10. You don't need it. 7-zip and just get the installer and you're good to go. Like that. Now, once you have all those installed, as for settings, well, that comes later. It depends on what you actually do. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to AMD.com or NVIDIA.com and find your latest drivers for either 32-bit or other, and that would be the Catalyst 15.7.1. Download, install that, or download the latest NVIDIA drivers. You're going to need a few tools. One is called DDU. So it's display driver on installer. Get the latest version, which should be directly down here. And always keep that as a backup, so in case you need to install new drivers and things like that, you'll wipe out the old ones with this first. This tool is the best for wiping out old drivers and gets rid of the fragmentation that comes with the drivers, of course. Alright, so now that you got your media player, you got everything like that, if you're a gamer, what you might want to do is install Origins. Since you already have Steam pre-installed because of this, you're good to go on that front. And you're also protected by malware bytes and Avast. Those two working together are an unstoppable team. Now, you may want to go through the settings and set some stuff up. It's really up to you. I did an introduction video on Windows 10. I will link that on the screen, of course, so you guys can check that out. And knowing most of you, you want to set default web browser. I've also made a video about that. Easy as pie, hasn't changed since XP. Now, with this, if anything ever gets out of date, you just run the installer again. I suggest you save it. So the next we're going to do is update your drivers. Okay? So, you go to Device Manager, you find what needs to be updated. The most important ones would be your Ethernet or your Wi-Fi, so you can have better performance, gaming, or whatever you need to do. The next would be if you have a custom mouse or keyboard. I currently don't have the keyboard stuff installed at the moment, but I do have them. And your USB ports. Most of this can be taken, dealt with Intel, and they have a chipset little public controller thing, which is in fact right here. So all I do is install that. It takes care of everything. Next, make sure you're on the newest BIOS. For me, this is my board, and I already have the newest BIOS installed. I've also updated the newest BIOS to an even newer BIOS myself using UBU. video about that's on my channel as well. And they've added all of the Windows 10 drivers already. So my motherboard is completely 100% compliant. Now we're here for BIOSes. As you can see, the Sportus one supports the 5th generation Intel Core processor, and there's the release date. I have mine modified with Oz, which allows me to boot OS X natively from the BIOS without tinkering or anything. So I'm all set for that. Okay. And next, you're just going to go install your games or your tools. And just get rid of that real quick. Now, for me, that was Substance Designer, Maya 2016 and 15, Epic Launcher, Substance Painter, 3D Coat, Topo Gun, ZBrush. You know, there's a lot of stuff. Also configure your weather, your email, your calendar, everything like that to work for you. Microsoft Edge is one of the best browsers currently out. Doesn't have AdBlock yet, but they're working on it. And when it does, you'll be good to go on that. It saves your passwords for you. So if you move to another computer, everything will be synced. So that's great. Also, use Groove, I guess, if you want, or iTunes for music. I do suggest Foobar or another application. And that's pretty much it. Settings are all up to you, okay? So just do your best and don't get frustrated, because Windows 10 is one of the most easiest to use operating systems to date. Thanks for watching, guys.